Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. In this particular video, we are going to understand about the Spring security architecture. All right. First, let us understand that how this incoming HTTP request from this client, you can think of this client as user's browser or any service. So how this incoming HTTP request reaches the controller, right? And the response from this controller, how it finally reaches the client. First, let us understand this. Now we have the incoming request. Now this request does not directly reaches this controller. Now what is controller? Controller is the logic that we write in order to serve the request, in order to provide any service, right? Now this HTTP request has to pass through all these filters and then it will finally reach the controller. And it will finally reach the controller. And once the controller finishes its job, it will return the response, and this response also has to pass through all these filters and then it will finally reach the client, right? So this is how the request from client reaches the controller and the response from controller reaches the client, right? Now in between we can see there are so many filters, right? So what is actually filter and what are their responsibilities? Let us understand that. The filter will intercept the request. That means it will catch the request before it reaches the controller, right? After that, it is going to perform some action, some task. Now that task is not related to security always. It can depend. It is dependent on the configuration of the filter, how the filter is configured. They can perform different tasks. Okay. They can perform tasks like the checking password or logging the request info, like the IP address from where this request is coming from. And after performing the task, they decide whether to pass the request or to block the request, whether to pass the request or to block the request. So this is how filter works. Now you can see there are so many filters. There are so many filters and they are chained together. They are chained together. That is why this is known as the filter chain. Okay. All right. Now that we have the understanding of this filter and filter chain, when we add the Spring security module to our Spring Boot application, what happens is that there is one security filter. There is one security filter introduced, or we can say security filter chain is introduced, because there are lots of security related filters that are present in this chain. Okay, now let's understand that how the authentication will work. Suppose we want to perform authentication. Now what is authentication? Basically we are asking the question that whether the user is actually the owner of account or not. Okay, so how we are going to authenticate? Let's understand that. All right, we have the incoming HTTP request. Now this request will come to authentication filter. Now this authentication filter will delegate the authentication responsibility to this authentication manager. It will pass the responsibility to authentication manager. Now this authentication manager is going to pass the credentials to this provider manager. And what is this? Basically, it will find out the correct authentication provider and it will authenticate the credentials. Now, what is this authentication provider? Now, it depends. Suppose if we are getting the credentials as username and password, so we want we want the authentication provider that can check whether the username and password is correct or not. And suppose if we are passing the token as credential, then we need authentication provider that can check, that can verify whether the token is correct or not. Okay, so it depends on the login request that we are getting. right? Now, let's take an example of username and password. So what will happen, this authentication provider will, this provider manager will actually find the correct authentication provider, and after that it will load the information from database with the help of this user details service, right? So it will load the information, then it will match the password. It will match the password that is provided in the request against the password that is stored on the database, right? So both passwords will be matched against each other, and if they matches, that means the authentication is successful, and if they matches, that means the authentication is successful. And for checking the password encoder is required, because the password is not stored in the plain text. Password is not stored in the plain text. It is encoded. It is hashed before saving the password, right? So we need the password encoder to check the password, to check the password that is provided in the request. Now, once the user is authenticated, the authenticated user is returned to this authentication manager, then it will be returned to this authentication filter, and this authentication filter is going to set the authenticated user in the security context. Now, what is this? Basically, it will hold the information of the currently logged in user, information about the currently logged in user, that we can call as the principal, and the authorities, you can say the permissions, right? Now this security context holder can be accessed wherever it is required in the application, and we can use the information of logged in user. Suppose we want to use it in the controller, we can use it here, right? So this is how the architecture of Spring Security works. All right, now that we have understood the Spring Security architecture in diagrammatic format, let's see all those components in the code. So I have added the Spring Security module to this project, right? So this is how we can add. We need to add this particular dependency, this starter Spring Boot starter security dependency, right? And I have just used this one annotation. That's it. Apart from this, I have not added any of the code related to security. I'm going to use the basic security, the form logging that is by default provided with this Spring Security module. And with that only, we are going to explore the architecture in the code, right? So let me start the application. All right, so this is the application. I was trying to access the home page, but I'm being redirected to this login page, right? So this is the functionality. This is this login form we get right out of the box from this Spring Security. Okay, now before uh, entering the username and password, let us see all the filters of security filter chain that are by default active. So you can see that this is the security filter chain, and you can see these many filters are active by default. Okay, now let's find out the password for this login form. It is auto generated, right? So I need to copy this and let me open the website. So username is simply user by default, and then we need to paste the password over there. Okay, right. Now you see that we are in the username password authentication filter, right? So that we have understood in the diagram, right? So this is the incoming request. This is the incoming request, and we are in the authentication filter, right? Now after that, we will go to authentication manager. Let's see. So this authentication filter is going to use the authentication manager to authenticate the request, right? Now let's resume this, right? And After that, you can see that we are in the provider manager and it is trying to find out the correct provider. It is trying to find out the correct provider. And once the correct provider is found, then it will use that provider to authenticate the request. And it will use that provider to authenticate the request. And uh, in this case, we have the, let's resume this program. And you can see that the provider is DAO Authentication Provider. Now this is going to authenticate the request, right? Now you can see that we are in the user details authentication provider. Basically, this DAO authentication provider is extending this class, right? So these are the default implementation, so that these default implementation are being used. Now you can see that username is extracted from this authentication. Then after that, this user details are loaded from the user details service, and you can see that this particular method is used, load user by username, right? And if we resume the program, after that, once the user details are loaded, then you can see that this password encoder is used to match the presented password against the stored password, right? And once the user is authenticated, then uh, the the authenticated user is set into the security context holder, right? And now if we open the browser, so you'll see that we are logged in into the website, right? So this is how the flow works. So we have gone through all the components that we have seen over here in this diagrammatic format, right? All right, so that was it for this particular video. I hope I was able to make you understand about the Spring Security architecture, and also I tried to show all the components in the code so that you have a better understanding that actually how the flow works, right? Now in the upcoming videos, we are going to implement different security mechanisms. We'll be exploring the token based authentication. We'll be exploring the passwordless authentication, right? So that all we are going to explore in the upcoming videos, right? So that was it. Hope you liked it, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.